DDP versus Israel Adesanya. He gets that high guard and he walks into the... Izzy took the fight to DDP and DDP responded. When you get in a mixed martial arts fight, a fist fight, be prepared to get hit because it's going to happen. One of the good things that DDP did was switching up the game plan, but here you have DDP forcing the grappling exchange against Izzy, which, you know, at the end of it was a success. And that's when my reaction, I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. This went bad to really, really bad, very, very, very fast. And then there is DDP celebrating for finishing Izzy. He's only been finished once in a UFC to my knowledge. Robert Whitaker, Hamza. And then after that, it would be Sean Strickland. So technically, he's third in line. He's got 5 years to try to emulate what Izzy did. Let's see if we can do it. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. We have the void breakdown of UFC 305, DDP versus Israel Adesanya. So now here we are. We're gonna break this bad boy down. Now, DDP did a lot of things great when he fought Izzy, you know, holding his hips down like a wrestler stuff, like just staying on the hips, and then when he gets the opportunity to jump on his back. Our producer Michael Wanzover worked extremely hard to get these pictures ready for you guys, so let's go through them together. Now, as we said before, DDP, a big boy in the division, undefeated in the UFC. This was a long match coming. As Izzy said, he manifested this fight. Now we look at it, you know, 35 Izzy, 30. Look at the height, 3 inches bigger, and then the reach. Izzy has a reach advantage over DDP. That's why I think DDP does a good job in rushing across the distance, not really showing feints. He gets that high guard, and he kind of goes with southpaw the orthodox and runs across that distance. But obviously, the reach advantage was going to Izzy. So that's when we saw Izzy when he was going. He had that reach advantage. You see him start pawing at him. Okay, here we go. Now, Izzy did take a nice stance. His stance is pretty wide right here, but not too, like, this is the very beginning of the first round. Like, boom, go. And here right there, we're measuring each other up. Once again, like I said, he kind of keeps his high guard, this hand high, which is really good because when Izzy would throw those high kicks, his hand was already there ready to block it. Instead of how some people, they keep their hands down. So when you go to kick, I have to bring my hands up. So I like that about DDP. And Izzy's ready to go. Jesus Christ, look at those calves though. That man don't suffer for black calves, I'll tell you that. All right, let's continue. This video is sponsored by Prize Picks. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we took some badass L's, but hey, if you made the pick of one significant strike, you got that free square with Izzy, and you went less with Steve Ercik, you got a W. Or honestly, if it was your first time signing up for Prize Pick and you just played $5 and you made whatever you want, you won anyways, you won $50. All you gotta do is go to the App Store, download Prize Pick, use my promo code MIGHTY. They have a cool promotion going on right now. You play $5 and you win 50, win, lose, draw, whatever you pick, you win 50. And NFL season is coming up. Download it. It's super fun to play NFL. Less and more, super easy. Do you think Brock Purdy is going to throw 256 passing yards? Who knows? I can't wait for NFL season. It's right around the corner. So get in the game. Make the pick at the right place, which is Prize Pick. All right, now here is one of the things that DDP does. He does reach across that distance, and Izzy's very known for getting out of the void, like extending his hand, getting out of the void, and once he gets back, he's gonna go lateral. So this is kind of traditional Izzy. He's there, and that's what everybody does, right? I went back and watched some of my fights, and I did it too. He would go this way, and then Izzy's either gonna go towards us, or he's gonna go that way, outside to recircle, regain, reestablish the void, and then start pawing at DDP, start pawing at him. But DDP was a dog. He would just come across the distance like this and try and land, you know, at least 1 or 2 shots. But there's Izzy using that reach advantage. And this is the thing, Izzy could touch him even when he's leaning back, and DDP can't. So shows you the range advantage has gone to Izzy for the most part. And not necessarily when people have the range advantage doesn't mean, you know, they're going to always outstrike the person. It's like, granted, Max Holloway, he's taller than Bulk, But Max Holloway says he has T-Rex for arms. Let's continue. Right there. Look at this right here. Now, we talked about this before. Prior to this fight, DDP always takes that high guard, right? He takes that high guard and look what is available. That high guard, block his face, and even I just took that high guard. Look at Izzy's eyes. His eyes are right on the target. Look at all this area that's good to go. And this is where Izzy did that good body work right here, right? And this is one of the things we've seen him do against Whitaker. We saw him do it against Sean Strickland. He gets that high guard and he walks into the void. But here we are. We see Izzy taking advantage of throwing a beautiful jab, looking for the next shot. But this is where the money is right here. The high guard. Even though Izzy got in there, the high guard. And this high guard's kind of like what makes him successful by going through. And here's Izzy trying to take advantage of it. But beautiful shot by Michael Wanzover to show that high guard. And even that beautiful jab from Izzy getting in there. Right there. And there's the next sequence right there. Beautiful reading. And that is a fucking money shot. Like, that's a shot where DDP eats that. All that energy goes right into that belly. Granted, it's not the liver side, but that is a good shot from Izzy, and DDP eats that. And that's a lot of energy that's coming out of Izzy going into DDP, and beautiful shot. I mean, that's how you take advantage of somebody in that high guard. Because look what happens. DDP is still blinded. He is still blinded. He's looking down that way on the other side. Sorry about my handwriting. I don't have a mouse with me. But beautiful shot from Izzy. This is fucking money right there. That is a money shot. But it did not put DDP away. He loves that shell look. He loves going in that shell. That's his safety net. He goes in that shell, and then you can have your way with him, but he's able to push through anything you give him and keep him forward. And right there, Izzy's very good at getting out of there and trying to do that counterattack, open it up, right? And sometimes if you miss a millisecond, then the other opponent can get through there with that beautiful shot. And there is DDP landing that beautiful right hand on Izzy. And now DDP wins this shot because he's going forward as Izzy's going backwards trying to do a check left hook. So DDP did very well on the feet. He did a lot better than I thought he was going to do. But beautiful shot from DDP. Heads down. And we already know what's going to come next. It's going to be the left hook because he goes right hand. All his weight's going this way. And then as he steps forward, it's going to be this hand that's going to come up next and try to land this shot. But beautiful thing from DDP of not being scared to go across the void and get Izzy Adesanya, because a lot of guys that Izzy fights, they kind of get nullified. Like they're scared to come across the distance besides Sean Strickland, where guys like Costa, Yoel Romero, even Robert Whitaker did a good job going across the void. But this DDP was able to do it a lot. Right here. And here's a takedown from DDP. Very good for him for mixing up the dynamic of the fight. Like I always say is you want to mix up the dynamic of the fight. You never want to just do a kickboxing match. And this was DDP taking advantage of, Izzy coming forward inside of the void, trying to get to DDP. But it's part of the game. It happens. And Izzy did a good job. One of the good things that DDP did was switching up the game plan of, not switching the game, but adding this element into the match. And here we see Izzy with the wizard right here. And then he's going for that post, which is good. One of the things that Matt taught me is that he doesn't like the wizard because it puts that shoulder on Izzy. instead of putting a hand there because he already broke his posture. So DDP is going down that way. So when he gets up, he can put his hand there and start working his way back to his hips. But everybody's different, right? Like I try to stop. I rest my hand there, but I don't like to whiz it super hard. Okay, let's continue. All right, and here is the first time that DDP got Izzy's back. Like once he takes him down, Izzy is not turtling, but he's trying to get back to his feet. When you do that, you expose your back. And when you expose your back, the person will put in a hook. He's got a nice cross space around him. Now, you know, and Izzy's doing the right thing. He's fighting the hand that's across the neck, the choking hand, not the top hand. And he's trying to get his back off the cage. And that's one of the things you want to do when someone is trying to attack your back. And then there is Izzy trying to get back to his feet. And once again, look, that's what I mean by that wizard. That wizard keeps him close right here. Look how close it is because his shoulder is there, right? And then he's pushing all of his weight that way. And the cage is going to be there. And then there's his post. And Izzy does a good job getting back up to his feet. But once again, I think this is the best thing you can do when you're fighting somebody who enjoys standing up. Because it's very rare if you see Izzy do a double leg takedown. But here you have DDP forcing the grappling exchange against Izzy, which, you know, at the end of it was a success to beating Izzy. Let's continue. Right here. And, you know, DDP wasn't scared to throw any high kicks. He threw some good high kicks, landed a couple of them, not flush on the face, but he did land some of them, and Izzy had to, you know, respect it. And here is the exchange inside the void. Now, this is when they're both going back and forth, and it was kind of like, man, fuck. You know, they're fighting, and looks like this one kind of landed. I always laugh because when it comes to MMA, the gloves are so small. So he's blocking this side, but there's a whole other side of the head. You block this side or this side, the whole side of the other head is kind of exposed. Same thing in the front. That's where Steve Ursi got hit. Is right here with that left hook from Kaya France. Here they are exchanging inside the void. I mean, they're in. I call it, as Matt will call it, he calls it a shootout. You're in a shootout. You just want to make sure when you leave the shootout, you're the one who's walking away with your guns back in your holster. Boom. Free body kick. Now, we always talk about this in the fight game. Free body kicks. Why is it a free body kick? Right here. Because, I always say this, you either eat it, you catch it, or you get the hell out of there, right? Or you try to counter it. So there's 4 options, but 9 to 10 times the person's going to eat it, and there it is. He's eating a body kick, and it lands right on the hip. Now, could he try to counter that? Yes, but look how far the distance is that he has to get to Izzy. And Izzy's leaning backwards, meaning that all the weight is back here. He's throwing that kick, bop, can't get it. So free body kick. Both these guys got a lot of free body kicks in this fight, which I love those because if it's free, it's for me. Let's continue. Right here. And here they are exchanging in the void right here. Beautiful shot. I mean, I feel like this is a great shot. Like Hercules fighting somebody. David versus Goliath. I don't know any of the biggest, you know, big mythology, Greek mythology guys who are fighting back and forth. But here they are. They're in the void exchanging, trying to land that shot. Looks like Izzy was going for the uppercut. Looks like DDP is going for the left hook. And they're both about to throw their their left hand and right hand. But beautiful exchange between these guys. It was a great fight. Like I said before, Izzy took the fight to DDP, and DDP responded. You know, typically when we see Izzy fight, he's backing up, looking, going left, lateral, whatever he's doing. But this time we saw Izzy go forward against DDP, which I wanted to see. I think when you do that, you have a better chance of beating somebody just because you're forcing the fight, and if you can capitalize on it. And then there's part of the exchange where when you get in a shootout, I always tell people, when you get in a mixed martial arts fight, a fist fight, be prepared to get hit because it's going to happen. A beautiful check hook or a left hook from DDP right on the chin of Izzy. And look at that clean box. The right hand is up on the chin. And and beautiful left hook. Looks like he's at a 90-degree angle when he's landing on the left hook. I like this right here. Beautiful right hand is up. Beautiful stuff from DDP. And I love the respect between both those guys after the fight. Like, hey, he beat me fair and square. Now, here is the beginning of the end right here, which I always tell people, you always want to get behind that shoulder, right? Here's DDP behind his shoulder. This is where Izzy's running away from him. He kind of does this sometimes when he's in trouble or when he's trying to get his wits. He's back to going lateral again. He's running this way, right? No matter what, Izzy has to turn and face him, no matter what, or run faster to get him from behind me. He has to. If he doesn't do that, DDP gets a lot of free shots, and DDP is very good about doing this. The guy, people run away from him, and he runs on him, and he lands that beautiful shot, right hand. That's a free shot for DDP. And this is kind of like when Izzy was like, oh, man, the fence, not the fence, but the canvas slippery. And here is that rear naked choke from DDP. He followed up with those shots, ran our boy Izzy down, got his back, and synced the choke in immediately. Like, there was no setup time, cross facing, no, cross face, push a hand down, cross face, push a hand down, switch side, He went across the neck, got it immediately. And that's when my reaction, I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. This went bad to really, really bad, very, very, very fast. And there's a submission right there. And, I mean, once he gets it across the neck and he has it locked up, he doesn't have a body triangle. So, yeah, Izzy could try to get his back to the ground, but it's going to be extremely, extremely hard. And then there is DDP celebrating for finishing Izzy. He's only been finished once in a UFC to my knowledge. And that's when Alex finished him on the feet. And then now DDP finishes him on the ground. So he's been finishing both rounds in mixed martial arts. And let's look at the strikes. Okay, right here. DDP was not far behind. Actually, DDP was not that far behind. He threw less and landed. He didn't land more. Yeah, they're pretty much even. It's almost damn dead even right here. This is actually pretty impressive. Right? Oops, sorry about that. You guys can adjust what it is. But look at this right here. 90 to 97. So they're pretty much even. But here's the biggest difference in that fight is right here. The takedowns. Izzy didn't attempt one takedown. DDP attempted 9 takedowns. So that's 9 times that Izzy had to worry about the takedown. And he was successful with 4 of them. And I think this is what it was right here, because that's where he ended up getting his submission. But when you look at it, it's pretty, I mean, Izzy didn't outstrike him, and he now outstrike Izzy. I mean, Izzy did land 7 more strikes than he did, but that's not by far, right? And here are these two embracing each other. Both great champions. DDP gets his first title defense, and then we have Izzy passing kind of the guard, the torch to DDP, because there's a lot of bad blood going into this fight between these two. They're going back and forth, and like Izzy said, he manifested his fight, but he did not manifest this L that he got from DDP right here. So now here we go. Now this is something that this is one thing I love about doing this on the channel, is because I'm always giving my personal opinion, and we always get everybody else's personal opinion. But we have Whitaker taking on Hamza, which I think the winner of that should fight the winner of DDP. If Robert Whitaker wins this fight, he'll be on a 3-fight win streak. If Sean Strickland is on a 1-fight win streak, he lost to DDP. So I think the winner of this one should get the opportunity to fight DDP, because at the end of the day, it's about winning consecutively. It's about giving somebody who is deserving. If you're on a 3-fight win streak, that makes you the fucking #1 contender. But like Michael says, this is almost like WWE now. Sean Strickland right now is the number one ranked middleweight in the world. And the answer is yes. He will fight the winner of Dricus Du Plessis versus Adesanya. I rather see Whitaker, because that Whitaker versus Hamza is a way bigger fight than Sean Strickland versus when he fought Costa. But you know what? A lot of you guys keep calling me a Sean Strickland hater. I'm not a hater. Give me my opinion. Me hating on Strickland does nothing to my bank account. Bank account's looking nice and good. So, guys, please stop. All right, here we go. Let's keep on going. I want to see the winner of Whitaker versus Hamza, because if you look at it, who has more wins in the middleweight division right now consecutively? We can go and look at it, and you're going to see Robert Whitaker, Hamza. And then after that, it'll be Sean Strickland. So technically, he's third in line. Granted that Hamza doesn't fight enough, and he probably hasn't fought anybody in the top 5, but he still has more wins. It's like Muhammad Mokaev. He was on a 7-fight win streak. Why does the guy need to go on a 7-fight win streak to get a title shot? He should be 3 or 4 or 5. But once again, that's my opinion. And there you are, the two champions. You have the old guard versus the new guard, passing the torch. And that's always cool, man. Izzy has always been respectful, win, lose, draw. So you always got to love that about him. I'm excited to see what Izzy does next. And I'm excited what DDP can do next, right? I mean, he's a young champion. He's 30 years old. Izzy's 35. He's been in so many world title fights. And a lot of people don't understand. He's had a long career in kickboxing. He's done 6 boxing matches. And he's also done a lot of mixed martial arts. So there's a lot of wear and tear on that body. And DDP, young, 30 years old. He's got 5 years to try to emulate what Izzy did. Let's see if we can do it. So, boys, if you guys enjoyed this board breakdown, please leave a like, subscribe, and also hit that bell to go live and let me know what you guys thought of this board breakdown. I'm sorry about my cursor. It's not the best right now because I don't have a mouse. But we will see you beautiful people at the next one.